But with us doing these groups this month, it just made sense to continue the joint calls because I feel like they go really well for you guys and we like doing them. And it gives us a chance to answer any questions and just go over things and brainstorm and hear your feedback, hear things that are going really well for you this month or things that you need help with. So
cool. Does anyone have anything to start off, like off the bat? Like, do you have any questions? I told you all to come with a question, so someone should have a question. The reason why we push so much for you guys to ask questions on these calls is because the chances are if you have a question, someone else has it too. And, you know, as leaders, we get emails all day and it's just easier to, you know, answer a question.
Address everything at once.
Yeah. So, any questions? Okay, Jennifer, you always come through. Okay, go ahead.
All right, I am curious, first of all, what y'all's goal is for messaging for one day. And also, I struggle with team call topics, and like usually I want to give something with like mad value. Like I want to have something that they can take and run with and make their business better. And so I'm always trying to find like a good topic, but it's hard because, you know, you go over recruiting, you go over team volume, you go over, you know, those basic things. But like if you guys have any good topics, that would be appreciated.
Okay. So to start off, my piece of advice is major props to Jennifer for doing team calls, because even if you have one person on your team, you should be doing team calls. I'm sure Emily started the same way. I remember when I lived in Texas, a year ago, when I first started team calls, I had like one person on my calls, and it was kind of frustrating at first, but Ashley told me keep doing them. And then now look at, you know, so like, even if you have one or two people, I was thinking about this last night. I feel like I see this all the time in my team, but I don't really know if they're doing them yet. So if you're not, you really should.
And I kind of like struggle too, because I'm like, it's the same on my team. I have the same amazing 3 people that get on every single Monday. And I get so scared, like, because they're so dedicated and showing up, and like, I'm like, oh, what if they get bored with it only being 3 people or whatever? I just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a thought in my head.
Everything you're saying is normal because I feel the exact same way. And I know that Ashley's felt that way. And I'm guessing every coach has. So like, yeah.
You have to start somewhere. Like, you're not going to just start team calls and have 20 people on them.
Right.
And I mean, like, I remember when I first started, I did them on the floor of my workout room because I didn't have an office or anything. And I did it with 1 or 2 people for like, I think probably about almost a year. And it was frustrating. And I tried to never cancel them or anything. But topics, I go to Ashley because she has great topics, or you can ask her upline. And then another thing I do is I go on YouTube. And so I get so many of my ideas from YouTube. I just type in like Beachbody coaching, and there's like going to be something you've never thought about, because just when I'm like, I've taught my team everything there is to know, I get on YouTube and it's like something I didn't even know. So that's what's awesome about hosting team calls, you guys, is like, not only are you helping your team, but you're learning stuff as well. And sometimes I'll put together slides, sometimes I'll just talk. So ask your upline. Like, I love talking about social media. Like, that's the number one thing that we share our stories through, right? So talk about what each, I don't know what I'm looking for, but, you know, Snapchat, all that, how to use each one effectively, what not to post, what to post. Because I feel like that's how you attract your people. And that's one of the most important things to me in this business. Like, if you're not intact with your social media, like, you know, you can't expect this to work if you're using one, like just Facebook. Like, no way. You know, you have to be using everything. Like, Gary Vee is someone that will like preach that to the day. He's like, you're wasting so much money if you're not using Instagram, or you're not using Snapchat, or, you know, so sorry, I went on a rant there. But yeah, so just YouTube is what I do.
Okay. I'm actually trying to grow like a YouTube channel too, because I watched a Chelsea Pearson video the other day, and she was really big on YouTube, and like, she doesn't even run free groups anymore, which I'm getting to the point where like, I have a free group going right now, and it's like annoying. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Because nobody's participating, and I'm like, I'm just like, I went live today. I was like, get free value out of this, guys. Like, you asked to be in here. Yeah. Like, I just don't even know what to do. So I was just like, maybe I should stop doing free groups if they're not really like, you know, working for me, and maybe just start really utilizing YouTube, because it literally works for you while you're sleeping. And it's like a whole channel that anyone can search, and it's going to find you. So I'm like really trying to build the YouTube thing.
I think you've got to do what works for you, and you are great at videos and live videos and public speaking and all that. So I think you do what works for you. And, you know, free groups are great, but sometimes it just depends the people you have in that particular group. Sometimes it might seem like it's not connecting with them, but like they'll come back to you 3 months later and be like, hey, only because they were in that group.
Right. Even if they never posted anything, which
exactly. I know.
Just tell me you see it.
Yeah. And also to circle back topics of team calls, I think you're never going to go over the basics too much because you're always inviting new people to your team. And I don't know about you, I'm sure you guys are probably all the same way, but every time I hear something that is the basics, it's like, it's always needed. It's never like, oh yeah, that's boring. I mean, even last night on Ashley's call, everything she talked about was basic and like how like inviting and just like basic stuff to build your team and how she does it. And I've heard her say that I don't even know how many times, and yet it's always refreshing. And our minds aren't just like little files that like remember everything all the time. So it's good to be reminded of those things too.
Yeah, I agree. Every time that Ashley like has a call like that, Emily texts me like, I needed that. And, you know, it's like you just when you thought you didn't need it or you didn't need to get on another team call because you already know everything, you know, you're going to hear something. Yeah. So we really appreciate you guys getting on because I know like some people on here have been with me since the start. And sometimes I'm like, why do they keep getting on these? Like, what am I saying that's getting them on these? But, you know, I just kind of want to give you guys like good information on this call too. So I want to circle back around to what you were talking about live videos. Like you guys, the reason why we had to do that assignment is because Facebook is like pushing those big time right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the views are like up like crazy. I remember I'd get on and it would take me like 10 minutes to get 10 viewers. And now I get on and they already have like 25. Bethany had like 100 viewers on hers live the other day. And then I know like Jennifer got like 1,000 views and like, that's just crazy. Like, you know, so be trying to do a live video once or twice a week. It doesn't have to be all prim and proper. Like I did one, and you know, it was just me making cookies and I had no idea how it was going to turn out. And it was one of my best videos. I don't know if you guys saw Ashley's the other day. She did a like a fashion show of like what she should pack for her trip. Nothing about fitness, nothing, you know, trying to sell anything. And I loved that idea because everyone loves sharing their opinion. And so she got like tons of comments and engagement on that. Yeah. So really just try to think outside the box. Don't feel like you have to sit there and talk. Like if you just see something cool and you're like at the grocery store and you want to compare prices, anything like that, you know, something like I've noticed a lot of lately for me, like organic stuff is cheaper than regular stuff these days in like the stores that I go to. I need to go live about something like that, you know, like bring different stuff, not just, you know, I don't know, like Emily said when she gave you guys a assignment, like add value. And
that's really important.
Yeah. And I feel like
not just get on and like, I don't know, like it shouldn't just be showing your kids all the time, you know, like, oh, look at how cute they are. Cause of course your kids are cute to you, but like it should be of like value of asking them a question or I don't know, giving them tips or whatever. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. And like asking questions are perfect. Cause like I said, people love sharing their opinions and thoughts. So that's the way you're going to get the most engagement in my opinion. And so like for me, I learned lately that live videos are everything. Like you need to be doing live videos. Like there's no question about it. They're very hard, but they get the most engagement. And we all know it's so hard on Facebook right now to get engagement on things because the algorithm sucks, but Facebook's really pushing. And another thing, I was talking to a couple of girls before this call, Snapchat. Snapchat, I feel like a lot of us underestimate it because we're not getting immediate like reactions as like far as like a sale or whatever, but it's a way for people to gain relationships with you without you even knowing it. And so you have to be sharing your life on Snapchat. And I'm not talking about you doing the same thing every day. Like, you know, you need to add like the exciting things, the messy things, your workout, whatever, because people want to see your life. And what's great is you can post something on Facebook, but you're not promised that people are going to see it with the algorithm. If you post it on Snapchat, you're promised those people are going to see it because you have proof when you swipe up and you see everyone that has saw it. So to me, my top things right now are Instagram, Facebook Live and Snapchat, in my opinion. And we all could get better at it. I know I'm trying harder to get better at everything.
Yeah.
But like, if you're not using those,
Yeah.
you like are, and if you need help with them, like that's what you're here for. YouTube it. If you don't know, like often, like I know for me, couldn't figure out how to boost a post, like you can get good engagement. Like Emily gets amazing engagement, but for some reason I never can. So I looked it up on YouTube and Google, and I found like so many things I never knew. So like, you know, if you don't know something, look it up.
And if you're struggling with your Facebook Live videos, or that's really scary to you, that is even more reason for you to get on Snapchat and start talking into your camera, because 10-second little snaps, it just makes it fun. It takes the pressure off. And for me, I hated talking into the camera. Like, it was so awkward. You know, when you first do a team call, it's awkward, right?
So scary.
But then it's like more comfortable because I actually see faces and I'm getting like a little bit of reaction and I feel like I'm engaging. But when you're just talking into your camera and then your mind's like, oh my God, who's watching this? Like, I just like blank out. Whereas when Snapchat, it just like, it's like dipping your toes in the water and then you're just on a roll and then you have fun with it. And then your personality comes out. And that's what you want to see through a live video. People want to see your personality. And so you've got to like relax and have fun with it. And I just feel like Snapchat has really helped me personally just get comfortable in front of the camera more. And I can always grow with that. And I know that Lori Stewart said the same thing. She's super shy. She was super uncomfortable in front of the camera, but using Snapchat helped her. So
yeah. And speaking of Lori Stewart, I know that she even helped me. Like, I was doing the reset while she was doing the Country Heat group, and I was struggling. Like, it's hard. And I would see her post like a salad instead of her eating pizza with her kids. And I was like, I can do this, you know? So it's like, I felt motivated just from her Snapchats every day. And I felt like I was a part of her journey through Country Heat just by watching her Snapchats. You know, I saw her body change every day because she would take a picture. So just don't underestimate it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Megan. Go ahead.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I was just going to say also Instagram stories, just because it's similar to like Snapchat, but I don't have a large following on Snapchat. I have a larger following on Instagram. So it's just kind of the same thing. If people aren't utilizing that, they should do that as well.
Well, and Megan, that's funny because I was just telling some girls this before this too. It's a great way, I know Megan did this first, to share that you have a group coming up on Instagram stories or Snapchat. I know Megan just took a picture of something and then like wrote like new group starting, you know, September, whatever. And it's a great way to do that instead of like, you know, putting it in your feed and people look at that. You're like promised that they're going to look at it, because I feel like people look at those before they look at, you know, their feed. So yeah, you know, you have to scroll versus you just, you know, so really try to, you know, think outside the box and share that you have a challenge group or a free group or whatever on Snapchat and Instagram. You don't have to talk, just take a picture of something and write it. And then I noticed when I've done that, people have screenshotted. I'll go back and, you know, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, just when you think that people are interested, you know, they're still watching it.
yeah.
Cool.
Emily, when you said you do like you see that people screenshot your Snapchat about your challenge group,
Yeah.
and reach out to them through some sort of.
That's a really good point, because I haven't and I should, because like a lot of times I'll leave my email. I usually wait for them, but that's a great way to invite. I didn't think about that, so thank you.
I've never done it that way, but when you said that, I thought about it and I was like, well, if they're screenshotting the information, then
Yeah, no, it's true. It's a great way to be like, hey, I saw you screenshot it. They probably won't even realize that you could see it, but yeah.
I didn't know you could see it.
Yeah, it's green. Like if you go back and see who looked at it, it's green, like screenshot symbol. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. All right. Anyone have any questions about like social media, like platforms or anything?
I have one more question.
Okay.
So I know that we're encouraged to build our network or like on social media and like invite or add new people. And I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm drying out there. Like I know I can add anyone, but I don't like to just add people I don't have like a mutual friend with, or like, I don't know, like I'm being kind of selective there. But how do you guys continue to grow your network there? Like,
This is a good question because actually Jessica Martinelli, am I saying that right? Yeah. She asked a similar one.
okay.
So we can, yeah, she said, I feel like I'm running out of people to contact. I had some conversations going, followed up, but now I'm not sure where to turn. I've reached out to strangers, but I don't want to be a spammer. So along the same lines, I just think, like, for me personally, Emily will answer. But for me personally, I just am selective in that I want a female. I want someone that just, like, I scroll through their feed and I just want someone that looks like someone that I would connect with. And I don't even pay attention to anymore whether we have mutual friends or not. Like, if we have mutual friends and I go and check it out and see that they're friends with other coaches, it's usually coaches on our team, then I pass and, like, keep going to someone else. But if I go and we have 0 mutual friends, like, I'll still friend that person because it's no different than them coming to my like page and liking me. They don't know me from Adam. But, you know, if anything, you're doing, like, I think it's just changing our mindset that we're offering someone an opportunity. We're doing them a favor. At the very least, a really good person that has great intentions, and you can be a great friend to them. If they never join a group, fine. But you are, like, who doesn't want more friends and more kind people and more positivity in their newsfeed, whether they ever join one of your groups or not. So you shouldn't feel weird about that, I think.
I saw that Carissa said that she feels weird about it because she posts a lot about her kids. So Emily, I don't know if you can. I don't have kids, so.
I just kind of, I don't know. I just don't. I'm safe in that I don't post my kids' school. I don't ever post locations. My husband's account is totally private, and I took off, like, the high school that I went to, and I think I asked him to do the same. I don't remember. Like, there's a few things that, like, I just don't want people knowing anyways. If I went to high school with you, chances are we already know, so no one needs to know what high school I went to. I'm safe in that regards, but as my page is public, I do post stuff about my kids, and if I ever see anyone follow me or friend request me that is a guy, I block and delete. And if there's a creeper or it's a woman, but I go to the account and it looks fake, I block and delete. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's being proactive and smart, but I'm also not going to live in fear because, I mean, I just think it's unnecessary. That's just how I approach it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like I can kind of relate in other people on this call too because I'm military, so we have to keep a lockdown. Mostly every military person I know has their own private because of all this stuff going on. But I don't have my high school. I don't have where I work. I mean, where I worked, I don't have where I'm from or where I live. I have the location settings turned off. And so, you know, it's just taking precautions like that. And, like, of course, I don't want you to go out a creeper. So I feel like your judgment, you know, just don't add someone, you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you don't even have your last name on there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like it's just whatever your gut is.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Katie, go ahead. There you go.
Can I just add with that, like, because before, like, I'm from a small town, so to add a ton of people was, like, really hard at first. But what I would do was go to, like, someone I went to school with or, like, that graduated a different year than me or something and go to their friends list and just start adding people that we had mutual friends with. And, like, you can blow up. Like, you could send 15 at least friend requests a day. Like, it's crazy how many people you'll find just that way. Because I'm the same way. I just want people at least, I think I keep, like, 10, at least as long as we have 10 mutual friends in common. And you don't look like a creeper, I'll add you. But that's just a good way to get people that are, like, in your area and stuff like that.
That's a good idea too. Definitely.
Yeah.
Does that help, Jessica? Does that help answer your question at all? Yeah. Anna? Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right. Anything else, guys? Y'all were supposed to come with one question. So, wait. Who? Okay, Katie, you're unmuted, so go.
Sorry, I had a question too. For one-on-one, like, when you have a new coach call, what do you guys talk to them about?
All right. I imagine Emily and I might be a little different since we're different teams, but so if you're not doing this, every time you sign a coach, you should have a get started right call. I didn't do them at first because I was too scared and it came to bite me in the butt. So really, really get over that fear and do it. And I make them short and sweet. And I just tell them, like, welcome to the team. Like, do you have any questions off the bat? And then I tell them, in my opinion, the 3 most important things: Success Club, being like participating in the team page, and like being a product of the 3 vitals. So like you don't want to overwhelm them. That's the number one. But yeah.
So, I mean, that all my coaches are discount coaches. So if I was going to do a call with them and they're not necessarily wanting to coach, if I just do like a call and like, hey, if you have questions, like I'm here, and would you tell them much about business opportunity kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, they might have questions already. So everyone's curious about it. So I don't know, Emily, if you do something different.
Yeah. I mean, I always offer a call.
Yeah.
But some don't take me up on it. Some it takes a while. Ashley was doing the joints, getting started right calls she was doing that every month. I think she still is. And just depending on the timing of when the coach signed, I would refer them to that because I think a visual is awesome and I don't do those yet. As long as they're getting, but still my call stands, like that's always available. And yeah, keeping it super simple and just going over basics. And I do think like having that personal touch of just asking them how they are and welcoming them to the team just so that they get a feel that you're a real person and you care about them. And I think that's important. You know, if you know they have kids, ask how they are, just simple stuff. And then going over really basic stuff and just kind of, you go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah. And then Jennifer said 14 days more. Sorry. Yeah. I tag everyone in that. And if they want to work the business, I don't want to tag people that don't, just because I don't want to overwhelm them. Okay. Sydney.
Did you unmute me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm like sitting here doing dishes because I tell you there's like nothing ever stops, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my question is, Emily, what was that call we were on? Was it Jenny or something where she talked about the 30-day internship that she signed? What did she do? She did like turn 11-star, 7-star in like a year, right? Or something crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about doing something like that versus the 14-day training, about really honing in and taking on your coaches on like a 30-day internship? Because I feel like my new coaches that are like, oh, I want to work the business, and I plug them into the 14-day training, we like maybe do the first 2 or 3 days and then are done. And even checking back in, it doesn't feel like they're like, I don't know. It's weird because I just went through it in a few days. So I feel very different than like other coaches. So do you think like having a 30-day mentorship would be better?
Yeah, I'm not against it. I know Ashley just started something like that. So maybe I can ask her how that's going and see the difference. Because I did the last sneak peek with her and she said that that's what she was going to do. So I'll ask her about that because I'm not against it at all. Because obviously,
I mean, if I could give someone 30 days of just uninterrupted, intentional checking up, and I don't know, I don't know. You can only lead a horse to water so many times, right? Yeah. So it's like, is that something you can create that's duplicatable? Because in the business, you want to be able to do something that other coaches can do, other people can do. So to be able to, do you want to teach your coaches to do that as well? I guess is my
Well, and like, if you can't finish a training, like my opinion, if you send a coach and they can't finish the training, are they going to do much? Like that's just like, I hate to be blunt, but like, no. My most successful coaches on my team finished the training. Even if it took them a month, they still finished it. Yeah. So that's just my opinion. Like you said, you can't push them to do something they don't want to do. But I'll ask Ashley about that. I wrote it down. So
that'd be great. What was that lady's name? Because I was going to try to look her up.
Jamie Innes. Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah, Jamie Innes. Okay.
Yeah. Look her up, guys. If you don't follow her, she's pretty awesome. She it's pretty inspiring. She has some good videos. So Emily, do you have anything to say? I kind of took her out.
No.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Any more questions? And
yes, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey guys, so I asked that already in the group, the Push to Diamond group, but I wanted to get your take again on the fact that when it comes to posting on a private page and a personal page, it's like that dance that it's like you never know which one you should post to. And, I know for a fact that posting, like doing a live video on my like page gets close to crickets, but then do I keep doing it to build engagement or kind of focus? It's been like a hard thing to figure out. I mean, long term, I want the like page, but then short term, it's like difficult. So I don't know.
I don't know, because I saw you ask that the other day, and then you had like awesome engagement on your personal page. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like today, like I'm even like contemplating going to my personal page. Like it just like today I got 2 likes on something. Like, are you kidding? So I don't know what you think.
Facebook has been super funky lately, and like just in general, but I kind of feel like the more we focus on it being funky, the less action we take. And if we are overthinking it, then we're just not taking any action at all. I think that for me, like I've heard coaches say, don't post the same content on all 3 platforms. I've heard coaches say, post the same content on all 3 platforms. That was Bonnie Engel, by the way. I've heard you're going to hear all different spectrums in this of what works for that coach, but that's not necessarily what maybe you want to do or what works for you. But if you are taking consistent positive action and you're just going after it and you're showing up all the freaking time, you will build your page, you will get engagement, and you will build a business. For me right now, I'm pretty much posting the same on Instagram, on my personal page, on my like page, because engagement has been done on my like page. Bonnie Engel's point to that was, if people are following you on all 3 platforms, they want to follow you on all 3 platforms. And if they don't, oh well. It's not annoying. Like I know when Emily, when you first started posting the same, I still didn't see things from your like page, but I see things from your personal page. Mm-hmm. So I do. And then we've also heard Ashley say, if I started today, I would really focus on building on my personal page, because you're going to have like the most engagement there, and then Instagram. That's what she would do if she started over today. So I think that if you are a newer coach, maybe that is where you should focus everything. But if you do have an end goal of building your like page, start now. Like still do that now. It takes like an extra 5 seconds to post the same exact content to your like page. And as you get inspired, maybe you find other things. Maybe it's 1 post a day that you switch things up on, versus like your like page versus your personal, so that you are giving people a little bit variety. But I don't know. I think it's really more consistency and showing up all the time, with great value too. That's my opinion. Because I know for me, the more I think about it, the less action I take. Yeah. And then I get nowhere.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
One thing I've been trying to do as well is I've been doing the same thing, Katya, where I'm struggling to like choose which things to post to in order to get the most engagement. But one thing I've been trying to do is, even if you post the exact same content on 2 different platforms, if you use 2 different pictures, it looks like a different post. So even if someone sees both of them, they might like both of them because it's a different photo, and you still get the same reach on that same exact post. It's just a different photo.
Yeah, I like that idea. And then I couldn't help but think while you were talking about, because I know that she did a live video, and I bet you're struggling on which one to go live on. Maybe do it on your personal page and then share it to your like page, because then that would up the views on the video, and then people would still see it on your like page, and then you could boost it from there, I think.
Yeah, I have to learn how to save it from the personal page. That was something I need to learn, how to save it. But I think Ashley did a video on that, so I have to find that again.
Yeah, and I actually just learned how to do that the other day, and I learned it on YouTube, and it took like 30 seconds. So it's super easy. I would explain it right now, but it would take too long.
No, I'll look it up because, yeah.
Super easy, but definitely do that.
Can I chime in really quick on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get really irritated with my live page, so I'll and so Emily talking about it takes 5 more seconds to do to your live page. I'm like, oh gosh, totally. Even though I get pissed off at myself about not getting a ton of engagement on my like post, that's so true. It takes 5 more seconds to just copy and paste. And if you link your Instagram account to your like page and share it, it posts it for you anyway. So that's less than 2 seconds. But for me personally, my personal page is where it's at for me. I've been consistently hitting Success Club. That's my warm market. Even people that have been sitting on the fence, people that went to high school when we really didn't talk, are now signing up. They've been watching me for the last year. So I continuously add new friends that at least have 3 or 4, people in common. But I do my personal page just because that's me. And I have mine public. I have where I live, where I went to high school. I don't have any security measures. I guess I need to look into that. But just all I was just trying to say is that, like, do what makes you want to do. And the personal page for me is where I hit consistently, and I need to start doing more on my like page, because like Gary Vee says, that's like wasted money. And you can boost stuff on there, but like, I don't know, and then it goes back to Ashley. I remember a year ago talking about that she adds everyone. Oh, one mutual friend add, you know. So I think it's like you guys said, it's like what makes you feel good, what's your game plan, who you want to add to your team. Because I did that for a while, and then I got some creepers on my page, and so I was like, delete. So
yeah, you do have
anyways, that's my 2 cents. Sorry.
No, it's good. And like you said, you have to be using everything, or else you're like just literally wasting money. Like, you need to be using every single platform, whether you like it or not. I did not like Snapchat at first, and now that's like a great platform for me. I met this guy the other day, and he's really successful, and he's like, oh, I don't use any social media. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, if Gary Vee heard this right now, he'd be pissed. So now I'm going to help him run his business just with social media. So it's like, you really, like, to me, in my opinion, like, he's missing out on so many like customers and money. And like, so next time you like don't want to post something on Instagram or, you know, whatever, just think about that. And like Instagram, use a shit out of hashtags. Like, that changed my whole Instagram.
Yeah, and don't put it in your post, like, unless it's like,
it's tacky.
like some sort of catchy one, but like your 30 tags you want below.
Yeah, in the comment section below. Yeah. If you go to Emily or I, and even some other people on this call, you will see that you will never see our hashtags unless like the hashtag has something to do make the post funny. But don't ever show your hashtags. Cool. All right, we got 3 minutes. Any more questions? I'm kind of glad that this has kind of gone social media, because I feel like it's really important. Okay, go ahead.
Mine's not social media, though. Did you guys sign your husbands? Because I keep seeing like a couple videos here and there. Just wanted to hear your input on that. My husband wants nothing to do with working out or Beachbody yet, so
that's my husband too.
Yep, same here. Yeah, you do not have to have a husband that wants to do this too. Yep, sign your husband. We can post a video. Maybe Emily, we can do that tonight. Post the what's her name? Lindsay Matway's video about signing your spouse. And it doesn't have to be just your spouse. It can be your boyfriend, your mom. I know I signed my mother-in-law to get to Diamond, as well as my husband. You know, everything. So anyone that you're just close with.
Okay.
And they don't have to work the business, because ultimately you're in charge of it. And
you can have control over 2 businesses, like 2 extra businesses besides yours. So,
and that's a great way, like, ask Emily, like, a great way to get to Emerald, like, super quick. Like, don't overthink Emerald, guys. It's so easy. It's like you plus your spouse. Like, one person plus your spouse. That's it. It's so easy. And then that's when you start getting bonuses and actually really seeing your hard work pay off. So, if you have questions about that, let us know. But if you're not Emerald, talk to us so we can help you get there, because it's just, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we have less than a minute, but I hope that over the next week, every single one of you are inviting for either our call next week, or What Is Coaching call, or your own call. Like, don't just think that one post was enough. I want you every single day doing either like boost that post or do a new post, and just like keep it short and sweet, but keep talking about it. So you're really building that momentum for our call next week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree for sure. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you guys all hopped on. Thank you. And thank you for participating in the groups. We really appreciate you guys. So keep it up.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are doing awesome. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.